Hey TOTers, how you guys doing? This is Alex with the Linux Tube. Today we're going to take a look at another window manager uh, called Mabox. It's an Arch-based distribution that uses the OpenBox floating window manager, not tiling, but floating window manager. OpenBox is that's the first window manager I tried. It pushed me on to want to try a different one because it was still too desktop environment-ish for me. So I went to i3 because it was even more minimal than OpenBox and stripped down, and is a very nice window manager. So that was my launching pad. So I kind of have a bit of a soft spot for OpenBox because OpenBox is one of those window managers that is great for new users to use. So let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. And here it is. This is what it looks like. I have this installed in my virtual machine. I have given this 4 gigs of RAM and 4 cores. This is what it looks like. You are greeted with a welcome to Mabox window. At the top is the panel. Now, there are different panels. You have OpenBox or bars. Panels or bars. This one's called Tint 2 panel, but you have you have Polybar, you have i3 status bar, you have Bumblebee bar. There's different types of bars that you can put at the top that you can custom configure, customize 100%, as is with anything in Linux outside of GNOME, which GNOME you could use, GNOME tweak tools to do that with, but it's a little bit more difficult with the GNOME shell. But however, this is based off of Manjaro. So it is an Arch derivative that is 100% customizable. So you have the panel at the top, right? And then you have conkeys. Now, normally you only have like 1 or 2 conkeys. This one actually has 3 that come up. You have the regular main conkey that gives you all your system informational ones. And then the one over here actually has your shortcuts for your keyboard, because that's the idea behind window managers. Window managers is basically for productivity, so you use a lot of shortcut keys to navigate around. With OpenBox, though, because it is a floating window manager, it's basically like a marriage between a desktop environment as well as the window manager. So you have shortcut keys, but yet you could also still use your mouse. So that's why it is such a great beginner point for people that are trying to begin using window managers and experience the window manager world. So let's go ahead and navigate around. So if you look at the welcome thing you got for your update system, you could add a kernel here. This is your typical Manjaro adding additional kernels and drivers. Like if we click on it, let's open it up. See, these are the different kernels you can install. You can do the rolling release one or the LTSs. The LTSs are, I believe, right here, the 5.15 and 16. See, LTS recommended, and that's what we're running on right now. This is based off of the LTS version. So if you wanted to put 5.19, you click install, and boom, there you go. So there's that. Install popular apps. If you click on that, of course, this is kind of like a Colorizer one, where it allows you to select different curated applications for this that they've deemed that you can select from here. So this is another place. I mean, of course, you could always do through the command line or through PAMAC. This should have PAMAC installed because that is actually a Manjaro created application. So at any instance, so there's that. For quick start guide, this is obviously going to give you the user's manual basically for it, and then of course development. If you want to get a hold of them to say you're a developer and you like it, you want to help out, then you can do that, or you can donate. Of course, if you don't want this to start up, you could always untick this launch at start box, and it will never launch again once you start because it removes out of the auto start funds. But we're going to go ahead and exit out of that. So now, this is your OpenBox Mabox Linux distribution minus the welcome window. At the top, you've got this is your application launcher. So in a typical standard, panel environment like KDE, GNOME, all that, you have your application launcher. This has that as well. However, the cool thing about OpenBox, you can right click on OpenBox just like you can XFCE and these other ones, and look, you can pull down your actual application menus as well, your app launcher, from the favorites all the way down to the categorized ones. So it has tons of stuff installed. Look, development's even got Genie and Meld. Graphics, you've got GPick, Xcolor, color menu, Flame Shot for your screen tool for multimedia. Oh wow, you've got your Audacious music, Audacious music player, MPV, as well as, oh, they don't have VLC. Interesting. They went with the MPV. Good enough though. The Pavu control. This is QT V4L2 is your camera tool for like your webcams, that kind of stuff. For internet, you have Firefox, their regular web browser, and of course Mail Reader. So I mean, it's just your typical application launchers. But what Mabox offers are these little side panels. If you notice the little arrows over here, it's your left side panel, and then over here is your right side panel. And if you hover over it, as you can see, to launch it, you can do Control, Win, and Right. So it would be Control, Win, and Right, and it does that. It gives you your side panel that opens up, which is got basically it's your drop down menu, your application launcher. Now, clicking on it here, you can do what is really nice about this is this control center. Now, with this control center, as you can see, you have system hardware, software, auto start, look and feel, tint panel, all that good stuff. So under system hardware, you can change your locales. You can use ARander or LXRander to set your monitor configuration. NeoFetch, just go ahead and launch that and take a look at that. Of course, NeoFetch tells you what you have installed through the command line. It's like your system hardware monitor information. We are using the 515. You can see it's in my KVM, QEMU. The shell is 5.1 for Bash. Window Manager's OpenBox. The theme is MB Colors, which is Mabox Colors. Mabox SuperDesk, GTK 2 and 3. Numix is the icons. Terminal is Terminator. And I'm only using 600 megabytes out of 4 gigs. So once again, very lightweight. You have BTOP as well, which is a process and a graphical user, a command line driven, not graphical user interface type system resource monitor to let you know what's going on. You can kill process as well through there. So there's that. The other thing about a floating window manager, which is what this is, it is just like your KDE window manager as well, where you can take, and if you go to the corner, you could resize windows by dragging them with your mouse. Whereas in i3 and other window managers, you would hit the window and R key shortcut, and that enters resize mode, and then you use your Vim keys or your arrow keys to resize your window. So that is a keynote difference to note in this, that a lot of your desktop environment window manager functions are here as well. So once again, that kind of helps you bridge the gap, because there are key bindings you can use with this, which you could find in your key binding configuration file. So you can do that, or you could actually configure them to be whatever you want them to be. So that's that. So if you go here to mouse and keyboard bindings, this is where you could do your mouse, and for keyboard, this is where you could set key bindings. You can type what it is and what you want it to do. So there's that. Hardware configuration is that. It tells you what your hardware that you're using is, yada, yada, yada. I mean, these are different, basically administrative tools for your thing, for your operating system. Now, software obviously is that you can do the install popular applications, which is, once again, like I said, kind of like the Colorizer driven one. Are you going to open? You're not going to open. There you are. You are opening. So, like a Colorizer one as well, preferred applications. If you click on that, that will tell you what you could set, what your preferred applications are for like your web browser and also for utilities and that kind of stuff. So, add or remove software is, I believe, the software store, which is PAMAC, right? Yep, that's exactly what we're looking at, PAMAC. Okay. Then you have your software update, which is probably going to check your updates for you, which I probably imagine I have a lot, yeah, because like I said, I just installed it and started recording this video, so I didn't update anything. So there are some updates to do, but I'm not going to apply those right now. So that's software for auto start. This lets you configure what's in your auto start file, which is basically programs or apps that you want to start automatically when you log in. They have this same file in i3, and all of your distros pretty much will have that. So this is nothing different. Now, under look and feel, this lets you use the colorizer. Now, that is what's new to this, is they've created this colorizer application, which is pretty doggone awesome. I mean, well, let's go ahead and take a look at it right now. Go ahead and launch it. And what it opens is this. This lets you generate your color palettes based off of wallpaper, your wallpaper. So it marries everything into it. So it's really, really nice. You can do, this will tell you what your current configurations are. If like I said, installed, started recording on it, so I have done none of it. So you can definitely see what your current configurations are that you're using right now. Now, for the modules, this lets you can obviously theme your OpenBox theme, your menus and side panels, your conkeys, and your Pi radios. So these are your accent colors. If you click on these, it will set your accent colors, which is kind of wild. I mean, this is a pretty awesome little tool that they've developed. This is really cool. I think a lot of window managers should look at this tool and maybe work on implementing it across their distributions as well, because this really, I mean, you could adjust from active background color to inactive background color. So when you have different windows open, different background colors to make it, to indicate which one's the active one and which one isn't. Title bar text, you can change the color, you can change the font, the alignment, even add shadow, whether it's dark or light. Let's click dark. See, now it's got dark. I mean, it is so cool what you can do with this thing. It is really, really cool. So Colorizer, that is a cool little tool that they've invented that allow you to change your global themes. It actually does it integrating off wallpaper. You can actually specify different colors as well without wallpaper, but nonetheless, it actually helps incorporate wallpaper, which is, to me, an overall seamless feel, which is what I think it should be. So you can also do customized look and feel, which is your standard, I believe, LX appearance. Yeah, LX appearance, GTK theme changer as well. Wallpaper here, you can change to the different wallpapers. If you look at all the different wallpapers they have, it is pretty doggone amazing. Oh, that one's cool. I like that one. Let's see what that one looks like. That's cool. It's kind of old school, blocky, kind of. Let's do this one. It's a nice little dark one. Let's move this to see. Oh, yeah. See how it says Manjaro on there? It's kind of cool. I mean, like I said, there's lots of different wallpapers that you can use. Let's go back to the original. One of the original ones. Oh, this one looks nice too. Oh, I like that one. That's kind of like where I live at right there. So I'm going to stay with that one. So it uses nitrogen for your wallpaper, to draw your wallpaper. Most of your window managers, whether it's OpenBox or i3 or what have you, see how the conkeys change to the color? To incorporate the wallpaper color. That's really cool. And the title bar did as well. Automatically, that's cool. Let's try that again. Actually change it to different wallpaper and see what it does. Let's go with this mountainous one here. See what it does. And we're going to go ahead and close that. And everything reloaded. And see, it got to be a lighter version of the blue, the dark blue, as well as the, as well as the title bar. Isn't that cool? That is so cool. This colorizer is awesome. I love it. It's beautiful. So, at any instance, there's that. For wallpaper, they use nitrogen. Oh, I was going to tell you that with I'm sorry, I'm stunned with this colorizer tool. This is amazing. Wallpapers are drawn in your window manager either by nitrogen or FEH, F-E-H. Nitrogen is a GUI driven one and FEH is a command line driven one, but either way, they both work phenomenally well. OpenBox Configuration Manager, if you click on that, of course, this is another way of changing and theming OpenBox, which with the colorizer, that's a game changer compared to these. These are absolutely, the LX Appearance and this one are absolutely, there's no need for them. They could actually get rid of them out of this distro and be perfectly fine with it. Qt5 settings, of course, that's how you adjust your Qt settings. Now, Tint 2 panel. Now, this is what's really cool. This here lets you, it's generating the previews of it. What this does is this lets you customize the actual Tint 2 panels to different varieties, from the Micro 95 to the Mabox Colorize, which is there, and you can adjust everything you want for it. You can even add to your apps right here. How it's got your pinned, your favorites up here. This is where you can add them to whichever one you want to do right now. So this lets you completely customize. Like this is the one that's on right now. So you double click on it and it'll let you absolutely go into customize it. And that's how you can do your Tint 2 panels. You can customize your system tray. You can do whatever you want with it. It's amazing. It's very customizable. Of course, they've got already pre-configured ones in here that you can use as well. And of course, these up here, like the ones at the top are the ones that we're looking at. These other ones down here are different. If you look, some of them are designed like this is the one for the that we're on right now. But as you go down further, there were some like this that are up here on the side. They're on your left hand side. Of course, you can change the placement as well on those through the customizer through the customizer as well when you click on it to open up the customizer. So either way, that's your look and feel for the Tint 2 panel. Once again, this is where you can you could either choose it if there's another panel that's installed that you've installed or not, and also this is another way of customizing as well. Conky, here you could edit your Conky configuration to customize it and reload it and choose different Conkies for your menus and panels. Of course, this is what for the left and right panels that they've installed, how you can customize those as well, and then different custom commands as well. Compositor, of course, you can edit your compositor. See, you get the overall theme here. With window managers, it's all about customization, 100%. It literally is ricing, but it's not point and click ricing. It's editing and configuration file editing for ricing. Okay, so I don't know what to tell you. What Mabox has done is they've taken all that and condensed it very fast and very easily to kind of marry the point and click world with the actual window manager editing world. So it's actually a great window manager to start learning with, because this will greatly enhance your functionality, your productivity, and also you'll actually learn as to what it takes to make some of these things that you've been using for years. Now, this is the old theme manager that used to change the wallpaper to certain set themes. Like you got your candy theme, which is known as the Cyberpunk Neon. You got Dracula, Groovebox, Mabox Superdesk, which is what we're on, Nordic, all that good stuff. So this is another theme customization tool. So apparently Mabox is all about ricing for sure. And most of your window managers are about ricing, but it's the ricing that you configure. These provide you with a lot of point and click ones that'll do what you want right off the bat. So anyhow, that is a look at the Mabox Control Center. Now, you see, the colorizer changed even the panels, so that's awesome. Of course, under software management, you got the software update PAMAC here as well. Mirror ranking, so this is where you can actually, it's a script that will help you rank your mirrors, so you can do the fast ones and keep the top 3 fast ones or what have you. So, and then of course you got your power session down here below, but you also have power session right here in the actual panel. So, this is pretty much so Mabox and what a window manager is. Over here in your system tray notification, you actually have like your other. Uh, it has 2 virtual desktops that you can go through. You can also configure those as well. You can add more or make it just one, whichever one. That's the thing. Also, most window managers, because of all the tiling, and they're tiling usually, or they're dynamic, or which dynamic tiling, or stacked window tiling, whichever ones they are. Because some you can change out different layouts and do different things. But the idea is to have multiple desktops, virtual desktops that you can go through with key bindings really fast, which is usually the meta key, and then like the number key, which is the same thing here. You only have 1 and 2 that you can change through. So, but at any instance, you could have 9 of those up there, 12 of those, whatever, 9 of them. Some of the other ones like i3, you can actually have as many as you want. You just have to assign other key bindings to get to those, because you obviously only have 1 through 9 on your keyboard. But you can do like shift 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, to get to the other 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, etc., etc. As long as it doesn't interfere with other key bindings that are already set in your configuration file. Now, so in your notification, you've got your icon, your for your network connection. It tells you what you've got, and this is also where you can do different networks. Also, your system resources as well. You can see I'm using only 4% of my CPU with only 500 megabytes of actual 4 gigs of RAM. You got your volume indicator. You can actually toggle mute and volume up and down, or actually mute with it. Volume up and down, you use your regular, your keys to volume up and down when you're playing. So, see as it's going, you can see the icon going to 73, 75, whichever. As far as your time, if you click on that, it gives you your calendar so you can see what you're on. And of course, power session is just that, your power session, where you could boot out and also configure options to configure your actual power session. Everything's got customization built right into it. So that's a really brief, quick look at Mabox. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on it because by design, a lot of window managers don't have a lot installed in them. Oh, I forgot to go over the left panel. This is where you can do your configurations and also have your locations, where like your file manager locations, of course. For your web browser, you click on it. It's using Mozilla Firefox as well, and it takes you right to their homepage. It tells you all about that it's based on a stable, like we went over, how it's light and fast, the Mabox tools, all the different things. So, user's guide. If you look up here, Mabox user's guide. So if you're new to Mabox or new to window managers, I definitely suggest you spend a little bit of time in this area here. It'll give you your shortcuts as well, your keyboard shortcuts that you can use for doing tiling, for pseudo tiling windows and stuff like that. It doesn't automatically tile. You have to tell it to tile, which is reverse of regular tiling window manager. With a regular tiling window manager, it opens up tile automatically, but you hit a window shift and the F key on some. Other ones it's window F to go from full screen to floating or whichever, but you can toggle between floating and tiling. In this one, you will toggle from floating to tiling. So there's that. So at any instance, that is a look at Mabox Arch-based Linux 22.08, the Herboth edition. Let me know what you guys think. I think that a lot of if you're a new user and you are trying to get into the tiling window manager or window management type distributions, this would be a great one to start out on. Actually, any open box one, it would be a great one to start out on, because it marries the floating and the window management desktop world with the tiling window manager desktop world, and it helps you make that integration a little bit easier, because then you start getting used to using key bindings, because there are more key bindings. Although this one has the key bindings available, but everything is pretty much so mouse centric. So that's the only knock I have against it, is I think it should have less of your Windows decorations in there, where you have your minimize, maximize, and close keys, and start making you try to use more of the mod key Shift and Q to close it as you would in i3 to get you familiarized with those. But other than that, this is one that if you're wanting to break into the window management world, this would be a definitely good safe one. Also, there's another one that I reviewed that actually is an i3 derivative. Be sure to check that out. I'll put the description or the link to it up here in a card in this video. So go ahead and check that out as well. That one is a full-fledged, completely set up out of the box window manager, tiling window manager. So anyhow, I bid you guys a wonderful day. Keep doing what you do. Continue Linuxing. And of course, as always, I ask that you support us over at patreon.com. Become a supporter of the channel over there. Also, you can visit us on our social media platforms. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram, Twitter as well. Facebook, you can find us in a group where we have our Linux Community Reloaded Facebook group that we belong to. So you can find us over there as well. At any instance, once again, thank you so much for all you guys do. And please like, share, subscribe, and keep doing what you guys do.